China has just completely shattered the foundational boundary of American export restrictions. Without a single NVIDIA processor, Chinese local services giant Meituan has successfully trained a massive 1.6 trillion parameter artificial intelligence model from scratch using a dedicated cluster of 50,000 domestic AI chips, no H100, no H200, and zero foreign computing hardware in the entire architectural pipeline. Watch until the absolute end because this shifting dynamic proves that decoupling is no longer a future warning. It is an active geopolitical reality. The semiconductor industry has experienced its most critical strategic disruption are Meituan, widely known as China's premier food delivery and localized commercial platform, officially announced its open source foundational model named LongCat 2.0. This architecture immediately commands global attention due to its integrated scale, packing over 1.6 trillion total parameters. When the United States implemented aggressive trade blockades to sever China supply lines from high-end silicon, the overarching consensus was the training frontier model would become mathematically impossible, yet Meituan has effectively answered the core question by demonstrating full operational capability using a completely indigenous 50,000 chip cluster. To comprehend why this represents a massive industrial turning point, we must decouple inference from structural pre-training. Running an existing weights matrix requires localized power, but full pre-training demands intense computational synchronicity, massive memory bandwidth, advanced thermal cooling, and robust network routing. Thousands of localized accelerators must exchange tokens continuously at blinding speeds without a single hardware failure, disrupting the cluster synchronization. By making 50,000 domestic chips perform seamlessly as one monolithic computer without relying on NVIDIA's proprietary CUDA infrastructure, China has showcased deep systematic engineering resilience that bypass the technological blockade entirely. LongCat 2.0 boasts an expansive 1 million token constructs window, making it highly optimal for deep enterprise software engineering and agentic tasks. Rather than simply generating isolated syntax strings, this model reads entire multi-file software repositories simultaneously, maps system dependencies, isolates architectural vulnerabilities across layers, and applies automated software changes independently. Meituan has developed this mixture of experts model to process complex commercial data patterns without activating the entire network parameter count simultaneously, maximizing compute efficiency on localized nodes, while the specific chip foundry, whether Huawei Ascend Division or Alibaba's head team, remains undisclosed. The underlying hardware infrastructure has proven its sovereign structural scale. This architectural milestone does not necessarily imply that individual domestic chips beat NVIDIA's latest hardware on a raw per core performance matrix. Instead, it proves that China can structurally compensate for individual chip performance gaps by scaling total volume, optimizing software compilation layers, and tailoring network topologies precisely around domestic silicon. Paradoxically, Western export curbs have generated absolute domestic market demand inside China. Enterprises that previously favored American suppliers are now fully funding the domestic chip ecosystem, funneling billions of dollars in revenue into local hardware foundries and establishing a powerful local software feedback loop. Critical commercial metrics regarding overall cost effectiveness, exact energy consumption metrics, localized data interfailure rates, and actual training duration are still heavily classified. In a globalized market, AI development is fundamentally driven by capital efficiency, meaning that a highly inefficient cluster can serve as a strategic technological statement but remain challenging for sustained commercial competition. However, sustained demand drives structural scale which rapidly drops until cost and optimizes manufacturing yields over time. China's micro objective is not immediate commercial dominance over Western chip vendors. It is the absolute guarantees of technological sovereignty, ensuring that their deep learning trajectory continues uninterrupted by Western regulatory mandates. This confronts us with the ultimate industrial crossroad. Did Western trade barriers successfully cripple China's frontier intelligence scaling? Or did they accidentally accelerate a highly self-reliant semiconductor landscape destined to reshape global tech dynamics? Drop your strategic insights in the comments section below. For more grounded, high velocity analysis on global fabrication plants, chip supply lines, and geopolitical technology engineering, make sure to stay logged to this node. Subscribe to AI Revolution, smash the like button, and turn on all notifications to join our elite journey. Join the frontier of AI Revolution.